16-year-olds should be allowed to vote because we pay taxes and we're involved in our communities, and the politicians get to spend our tax dollars, yet they're making decisions about our future and our lives every single day, and we can't have a say in it. Vote 16 DC is a campaign for young people, led by young people, to lower the voting age to 16 years old.
One of the hallmarks of a democracy is being able to represent yourself. And I'm affected by different things that is city council votes on that I have no say in what's happening.
We have a stake in the district, we have a stake in the country.
And I want to be able to have a say.
It's just really frustrating to see politicians make decisions about our lives, about our futures every day, and we don't have any say in that.
The city is very close to DC. Takoma Park and Hyattsville passed this several years ago. And what they found when they had their first elections where young people were allowed to vote, their turnout was greater as a percentage than any other age group. So sometimes 2 to 4 times as high. And that just shows that young people do care, they're very motivated, and they wanted to come to the ballot box.
I think 16 and 17-year-olds should be able to vote in this country, period. I don't think they should be allowed to vote for some races but not the other. I think that voting's not a half measure. You either believe people can vote or you don't, and I believe that they should. So I want people to vote up and down the ticket.
Some people do make an argument that they think that 16 and 17-year-olds aren't mature enough to vote.
When I introduced the bill 2 years ago, I didn't have a whole lot of support at the time, and there were a few people who I think chuckled at the idea of 16 and 17-year-olds, and their arguments were exactly that. How do I know a 16 and 17-year-old has life experience? How do I know that they can be informed? How do I know they can make decisions?
I think if you spend some time with youth, you tend to know better.
I feel like the youth in DC, a lot of us are aware of the changes that have happened in our communities. Like, I am a Ward 5 born and raised. I'm informed. Me and my friends and everyone, we talk about the different things that are affecting us.
When I sit down and we talk to a lot of the youth across the city, the issues that they give are so similar to the issues that 20-year-olds are going to give, that 30-year-olds, that 40-year-olds, that like even 60-year-olds might give. And that's gentrification. Issues like affordable housing, education, jobs, and then just like violence.
Who is more informed about what's going on in school than the students? Who's more informed about what's going on in our neighborhoods than the people who live in them neighborhoods?
And another truth that I think people realize is that you only need to look to either end of Pennsylvania Avenue to realize that age does not equal wisdom. 16 and 17-year-olds have something to contribute. They are smart, they're engaged, and we should give them the vote.
I believe it was positive. I feel like everybody's voice was heard.
And I think that we're going to be able to pass this bill. I think that it's going to become law, and I think in DC, we're going to see our 16 and 17-year-olds voting in the next election.